What's going on, y'all? So just popping on real quick. It's about 4 in the morning. I woke up from this dream about what's happening. In this dream, I was at this church preaching. Carrying on, got finished preaching, ministering to some people, and then I sat down in the congregation on the side. There was a lady and a pastor at this church. And this pastor was up at the podium. This lady was in a congregation. She thought that she was a prophetess, right? She was telling people that she was a prophetess, XYZ. I guess she saw things, whatever. And she had been telling people in the church all of this, that, and the other, yada, yada. So the pastor man was asking her questions about why she thinks she's that, etc. And then he goes to tell her that she's not in the prophet office, right? And she looked at the people and she was like, yeah, I thought I was, I'm sorry, y'all, and blah, 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 blah. And, the pastor man went to tell her certain things about it. Now, I'm just sitting there watching the back and forth or whatnot. My heart went out to the lady or whatnot because she was believing something that apparently this pastor was saying that she wasn't, and she really felt she was, this, that, and the other, and it just got me to thinking. And then further in the dream, I remember it was like I had opened the door and I was talking to her and letting her know, like, hey, it's cool. There's several people who aren't in that particular place in the ministry as far as office is concerned. Everybody got their various opinions and so forth. And I was like, it's a lot of people who are like evangelists and just lay ministers or whatnot, and they flow in a prophetic, and they do, and they have great anointings, great callings, they see, etc. The Lord uses them. And I was just trying to encourage the lady, right? Just got me to thinking about how we've got to be like really sure of our election behind things, but also not to like get so caught up into titles and so many things. And when it comes to the prophetic, it's so sought out, it's getting on my nerves. It's so sought out, one, and then at the same time, it's so hated by many because it's been tarnished, reputation, false belief, etc. Because it's crazy out here in the body of Christ and how these people who claim and they operate in that have really did a big one on the people in the body of Christ. So I just know where I'm at concerning that. Sure, so many people, see, it's like the gift of prophecy come a dime a dozen. We all as believers got access to the gift of prophecy. God can use us in the capacity that he wants or whatnot, but don't get so caught up and hung up on like titling and what people claim that you are and what you're not and so forth. In the Bible, I believe it's Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, it says, even if they don't hear you, if they forbear, if it comes to pass, that the people will know that there has been a prophet in the midst. Okay, so it's not even necessarily worth your time, your energy to kind of assert yourself or advertise yourself in a certain capacity, and just do the work of God. Whether it be outreach, whether it be just ministering or counseling somebody, and if God uses you at that point in time, then he just uses you. There's no need for you to kind of put yourself out there and posture yourself a particular type of way, because too many people done already messed it up for selfish reasons, for self-promotion, commercialism, in the whole nine. So, just go ahead and let that go. Let that rest, because I'm at a point I could care less. You should care less. The only thing that we should care about is just doing the work of the ministry and doing what God has told you to do. Fulfill your purpose. That's it. Don't get caught up in that. People getting depressed, people questioning themselves or behind things. Who cares? Make your forehead as flint and just do what it is that God has called you to do. Now, if you're not in that particular place at a certain level or dimension, can God take you to a place of a higher height and a deeper depth? Absolutely, he can. Just stay the course, do your work, and don't be worried about this extra stuff, getting caught up in titles and, wanting to be acknowledged and so forth. And I know a lot of people go through that in their ministerial journey because they start having a few dreams, have a couple of experiences. Many of us have been there. But you got to come to a point where all of that is numb and it is dead within you, where you don't even care. You just simply doing what you have been purposed and called to do. And that's what we need to be focusing on, and just riding it out doing that. And God will give the increase. God will use you in the capacity that he's going to use you, and he'll use you in a great way. And trust and believe that the people will know if you are a prophet. They will know who have been amongst them in the midst.